on today. I figured I would mix it up a little bit today and do a blacksmithing video. I think I mentioned maybe once or twice in a video or a couple videos that I do blacksmithing. And so, you know, I'm kind of slow at the farm. We just got all our spray in. We'll have some corn to sell here next month. So I'll make some videos of that, and then I'll probably do a video sometime when we get the chance to and go out and do a little bit of cross cutting and stuff. So, but I was going to do that this week, but we were having just had guys come out and spray, so I really don't want to walk out there when they're just standing and spraying. So, when I was going to do it, because that was my only free day. Okay, so, anyways, today I'm making some trammel hooks. They're just kind of some adjustable hooks. You got a hook and then a flat bar on one side with holes in different increments, and then another hook on the rod, then another 90-degree hook that goes into those holes to kind of adjust so you can use it for cooking over open fire. They're about I'll get done here and I'll show you. Start off with I'm just using inch by 1/8 flat bar. So it's an inch wide and 1/8 inch thick. For my top piece, I just put it up or taper it. To a point. Alright, now that I got it out to a rough point, it doesn't need to be pointy, so I'll just leave it out as that. But after that, I come over here. That's not very good. I made a couple of these today and they're a lot better, but just put a little bit of scroll work on there just to keep the point from being too sharp. You know, you don't want to, would hate for someone to catch your hand on it. So, and then the next step, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So get it nice and hot. I got a bending jig here. That's what I'll use for the next step. Just give it a nice 90-degree or 180-degree bend on it. Clean that up just a tad. I'm gonna do it. There's my brush over here. And just brush off the scale. Alright, then we'll cool her off. Then the next step, I'm just going to measure out, probably about 1.25 inches. Is usually what I like to do, just for variations. And then we'll bend that 90 degrees, and I'll do that in just a second. So normally, I would throw this in my vise, but since I don't want to have to move the camera a bunch of times, I'll just do it over my anvil here this time. just looking for something like that. I'll have to clean that up just a little bit. That's it. Okay, cool that off. Alright, well, next we'll do the hook, or the rod hook. I cut these out to 26 inches. Usually I get a little bit of variance, so I may have to cut some off, may not. It just kind of depends on what I do for lengths and stuff. But anyways, we'll get started on that. Then we'll just cut them out and pound this down and do a 0.2. A little bit of scroll on that. You're not hot enough. Alright, now that we've got hot, let's do again. Hook, twist. I like to go a little bit more than 180 on this. I think it looks more graceful. That's a good word. So, while that's done, we'll come back here and bend this out. Probably about 3 inches, probably, right about there. Actually, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna change my mind. And so the next thing I'll do, so it'll go like this. There'll be a hook here. It'll latch in different holes. I want to get my lengths down, or my holes down, and then I can figure out where my top hole is going to be, and then from that, how far I want this to stick down, and then I'll figure out where I need to cut here. So, we'll do that quick. I'll just cut. Alright, so I got all the holes punched out. I center punched them out, and then I drilled them a little bit. Just to make it easier for my drift. And then, yeah, I got a clip. I'll probably put ahead of this. So of me doing all that. So, or at least the drifting part. So, my holder's 2 inches spaced apart for these longer ones. That's what I like to do. Just so you got more adjustability, you'll have, I want to say, just shy of 2, maybe a little bit longer than 2 feet, and then almost 3 feet. So you got a good foot of adjustment there. So, especially for my 6-foot cooking tripods, that's what these work best for. Or if you want like a 5-foot one, then you can get really low down into the coals. So, anyways, that's sales pitch. So for these, I like to put a little bit of a taper on the point here, just so it's easier to get into the hole. It's not going to be anything special, and you don't want it too thin because then it gets a little pokey. So don't want anyone cut themselves on this. So just a little, then we'll go back and round it up just a little bit. You can see, yeah, nothing too sharp. It's not fine. You got a good, nice dull point. So and then it's just easier to get into the slot. And then I just line that notch up I made. Vise. And just tap it over. I like to make these just a shy past 90 degrees. That way, you know, there shouldn't be any chance of it slipping out. So, yeah, that's the whole piece right there. Let's go put it together. I conveniently have a tripod laying around, so I thought I'd set it up just to kind of show you how it works. But, yep, so this just slides into the bottom hole here, something like that. We'll start all the way up at the top. Yep. So this kind of hooks in there all nice, like, you know, no popping out, especially when you got some weight on there. And you can just lift up, adjust. It will kind of kick out a little bit when it's down lower, but you know, it won't pop. It still won't pop out. But yeah, and this is what it'll look like on a tripod. I've seen other people, they'll have this piece where they hang this, so it'll look like this. Hang like that. I don't like that as much. I would rather have set up like this. That way, you know, I can put some chains on here if I got like a grate. That's just my preference. I'm not the person using these. So. Let's take a measurement here, see what we got for overall length. This is my shorter 5-foot one, and we got 22 inches from the top of the hook. And that is 32. So you got about 10 inches of play. Okay, so, and then, you know, you're not, unless you want something real low, like on a bed of coals, you wouldn't really use it too much on a 6-foot or on a 5-foot one. But a 6-foot one, you know, it's going to be a lot taller. So, but yeah, and then you got adjustments every 2 inches. So, and then I'm still not quite done with it yet. I put all my stuff up, not so much the tripods, but like anything that's going over like a direct flame, we're going to be in a lot of heat, like my spit roasters or something. I will coat in oil, like a cooking oil. So a lot of times I'll use corn oil for these. Got to support my main industry. And then bake them at 500 degrees. It's like cast iron. You just treat it like cast iron. So, yep, that's that. Yeah. Hey, if anyone wants to buy one of these or anything, you can message me. Yeah, I think I got an email on my page. If not, put it in the comments. Whatever. So yeah, I guess we will see you guys next time. Well, how's it going today, YouTube? Back out at my blacksmith shop. Finally finding time to make another video. So, things have been crazy. I'm trying to get ready for some shows, so that's why I really haven't had time to make another video. Once I get into some shows, hopefully I can actually make some more videos of this. My last one I made was pretty popular, so. But today we're going to be making a dinner bell triangle. Well, these are pretty popular, especially with like campers and stuff. So yeah, they're not too hard to make. Once you get these angles here down, and you can actually make the lengths on each, or at least these two ends, repeatable. Also, that did take some figuring out when I first started making these. I tried making a jig, and it just didn't work out the way I had the jig. So now I don't use a jig, and actually it makes them a lot easier. There, so. Anyways, I make these out of 3/8 rod and 1/2 inch rod. To start off with, I'm just going to make this curl for the hanger, and then I'll make the triangle piece, and then lastly I'll make the dinger. So, well, let's get started. So, first thing I do is I just make a point on the end of the rod. That way just looks a little cleaner. Or I guess it looks kind of ugly if you just have a nice fat point. Or if you just leave it as 3/8, it looks kind of ugly. Once you square it off and have kind of just about the thickness you want, I go around and do the corners to start to round it out. So just something like that. I probably could have it a little longer, but it'll be fine. So we'll heat that back up, and then we'll start to draw it around the horn. Alright, so I moved you. Hopefully you have a nice close-up view. So just gonna work it around the horn. Get a little bit started. a bit of a split there. Not looking too bad. And so, just something like that. Nice little curl. I'll, if you can see it. And so, and then next I'll have to measure out, I think I'm going to do 7 inches for this particular one. So, we'll do that quick and then I'll make a mark and then we will bend it. So, now that I got that heated up, we'll just come and line that mark up with one bit of the vise piece and we will bend that. It's actually looking pretty good. I don't even need to hit it. So then I come up and I bring the metal to the top of the vise, and then I have this block of wood that I have cut at a certain angle. I can't remember what degree it is, but it's the correct angle to make equilateral triangle, which is what you want for to make when you make a triangle, so, or a dinner bell triangle. Alright, got it heated back up. So again, just the same as the last one, stick it in the vise, kind of on that mark. And then we will bend it to kind of where we want it. I like to put it so it'll be, this rod here shoots through the center of our loop. And then obviously when I go to cut it, I'll cut it 3/4 to a 1/2 inch gap right here. Here on the excess, just so it's got a nice opening. And so yeah, we'll cut that quick and then we will file that point down, make it nice and, or make it not so drastic. I leave these points flat or rounded a little bit, so, but you'll see that here in a second. So I'll just take my grinder. That'll be the quickest. So, there we go. I'll have to bend it. You see how it's cockeyed, so I'll fix that quick, and then we will work on the dinger. So, alright, hopefully you guys can see pretty good there. I figured you guys want to kind of see what I'm doing. It's pretty much the same technique I'm using to make the holder for the triangle. So, I'll just make a point. I got my point drawn out. Come work on these edges. Oh, we got a little bit of cracking there, but it should be okay. Oop. Well, heck, we lost it. All right. Just nip that off. And there we go. So, all right, next we'll go around and bend it again. So, all right, again. Oh, look at that. Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, throw this in the vice quick. You guys aren't going to see it, but. Just needed to straighten it out a little bit. Got carried away. And my ring's a little on the small side, but. It's not that big a deal if it's a little tiny, so. So, it's kind of ugly. It's not the best thing I've done, but I got other stuff to work on today, so I'm not going to show you. Or, I'm not going to make well, I'll probably make a new one, but I'm not going to show it. It's so. Oh, just imagine, this looks a lot nicer and holes a bit bigger. Here, so next thing I'll do is measure it and cut off next thing I'm going to do is measure it and then cut off about 7 inches of it. It match this stinger, so. Get my hot cut out. And then I'll clean this up with a file quick and show you guys the end product. So just grab a bit of twine in, and here we go. Oops. There we go. One dinner bell triangle. So, yeah. They're not hard to make. Getting the angle all, this first angle all is the hardest part, and then making sure everything looks cohesive. And so, oh yeah, I will put if anyone wants to buy one of these or anything else I make, or wants any custom work done, I do custom work too. So, I'll put my email in the description. And so, yeah, I usually, these are small enough to fit in my oven, so I'll season it like I do with cast iron. And, or if like I'm at a show, and someone wants it that day, I'll just hit it with some clear coat. Clear coat holds up, but you can kind of see if there's any rust marks. So I usually suggest people that buy them that way to bake these like cast iron. And just so it looks better, it looks a lot better. This one's just got clear coat on it. Because I thought someone was going to buy this at a show I was at recently, but they decided not to. Ooh, so anyways, yeah, I guess we will see you all next time. Well, how's it going today, YouTube? I am out working at Heritage Park up in Forest City for their thrashing show. So it's a wet and rainy Sunday morning, so there's not too many people out and about right now. So I figured I'd make a video. Since my apprentice hasn't showed up and I haven't seen anyone walk by in a little while. So today I'm going to be making some steak turners. There's just a grilling utensil you hook onto a piece of steak and then you can flip it over. It's pretty simple. They've been pretty popular. I've sold a few here at the show. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, starting off, I'm going to start on my handle first, which I can show you what kind of handle design I'm going to use when I put this back in the fire. I'm making a bunch of utensils for my smoker at home. So I kind of want them to all have the same kind of design style, so I can show you that here in a minute. So here, I already made this yesterday. Here's my rake for my. I got an offset smoker, that burns wood and stuff. So, I need a rake to move stuff around in there and stuff. So and to clean it out. So, here's what I'm gonna do for a handle. Just a leaf design that just twists down and try I can grab it nicely. So, and then I'll have here is what we call pineapple twists. It's just nicks on the edges that when you twist it kind of looks like a pineapple. So, I might go back, and I haven't seasoned this or anything yet, so I might go back and do some more twists up here, because this spot's a little bare. So, but yeah, that's kind of the overall design that I'm going for. So, yeah, let's get back to pounding. They're putting away a bunch of flywheel tractors right now. If you hear that in the background, that's what that is. So just from starting out, just forging this down, our stock down into a point inked, and then coming back to where it transitions back into the flat, make these two notches, and that'll actually be the stem of the leaf in my main handle. So, I'll leave this like it is for right now, and I'll work on my stem part. that's because if I were to flatten the leaf out, I could risk burning it because it's so thin. So the mass that this has right now is kind of helping it keep it safe in the fire, or until I'm ready to work on it. So, well, let's get into that. That's that big, one of the big, oh no, that's not, that's just an older inline. No, it might be, I don't know. But that's what kind of stuff they're putting away right now. So I had some technical difficulties with the last heat, so, oh, this anvil isn't, the stuff that it's on isn't the greatest, so. You guys probably didn't see anything. First time I was working it over the horn, and first time I hit, the camera flew up. So we'll just keep working it on the flat. That'll be probably the safest for you guys. So now that I got the kind of diameter I want, I'm going to put this on, or clean up the edges and kind of round out the body. So it's not square, it'll be more round and organic looking. And that'll help taper it down a little more too. But I think I need some more length, so we're gonna work back a little farther. Well, that's looking pretty good for my handle, so I think now I'm going to flatten out my tip and turn it into a leaf. So that'll be our next step. Well, now that I got it flattened out a little bit, I'm going to switch over to a different hammer that has a rounding face. So with this rounding face, it kind of spreads the material out a little bit more evenly, and it helps it get really thin. That's looking pretty good there. There, I'll be able to chisel in my veins in it, whatever you call them. But this is what kind of, it's just a slight rounded face. It's nothing too drastic like you would find with like a ball peen hammer, but it's pretty much the same principle. You just be a little bit more aggressive with the ball peen as compared to this face. There, and then hopefully you guys can see all right. Hey, you guys are kind of close up and in the action. So, just all right. See, I'm just chiseling in the main stem of what you would see on a leaf, and these are kind of its little outward branches, if you will. Oh, and it doesn't need to be hot. It needs to start off hot, but it'll stay hot for a little while, enough to where you can make some decent chisel marks on it. So, temperature isn't the biggest concern, or color isn't the biggest concern at this point. All right. And I always like to do, I think it looks better, I go, instead of branching them off at the same point, because you really don't see that in nature, I always go from a different point to put on the other side. So I think it looks fancier anyways. Okay, so, but next we will make this 2D leaf into a 3-dimensional one. So now that we got our leaf all urged out, just want to give it some shape so it's not so 2-dimensional. Also, I just crimp the edges a little bit around and then give some texture to the leaf. So next step is be to bend the handle out, and then we can move on to forging out the actual hook. So just going to bend this around. I need to twist that out a little bit, but that's kind of the general whole idea. I'll come back and fix this, and then I'll show you guys once I get it all done. So here's how the handle turned out. I'm pretty well happy with it. Fits nice in my hand. So, next I'm going to. I got to make all these chisel or file marks, like what I have in my rake here. So I got to do all that first before I twist it. That'll be my I'll probably forge out my hook. Probably forge my hook out, and then I'll know right where I want to twist it. That way my twist isn't in like an awkward spot or something, or it doesn't look nice. So we'll do that next. So next we're just going to go and bend this over. There, and that's the main hook. So I'm left-handed, so I got it set up for a left-hander. Quick little close that hook in just a little bit more. That's mainly what we're looking for. that straight a little more. Well, the next thing I'm going to do is mark some chalk lines of where I want to put my file marks, and then we'll twist it up. So that'll be our next step. All that I got left to do here is twist. Make sure I line. Make sure everything's lined up. Well, this is what we have for our finish. This twist is a little uneven. It was kind of cold right here, or I had a cold spot here, and didn't help that I had to twist it back a little bit either. So, I went a quarter turn too far, but it's for me, so I'm not going to complain too much. Alright, so but yeah, I guess we will see you all next time. Well, how's it going, everyone, today? I'm out here at the blacksmith shop. I'm working on an order right now. Just had my last power show or thrashing show for the season, and I did 3 shows this year. Normally I only do 1, but I picked up 2 this year. A couple of guys have retired or gotten out of blacksmithing, so people were out looking, and they picked me up, so that's why I got some more shows this year. But I was going to make a video at this last show, but it was busy. For the weekend we had, it was pretty hot. I was really surprised by the amount of people that showed up, and I made a killing, so that's all I definitely can't complain, and so, yeah. But today, I'm making some roses, and also I've made, so I got, this order is for a chainsaw wood carver. He's, what's his name, Logs for Heroes. I will put him in a link to his Facebook in the description if you guys want to check him out. But he ordered some roses from me. He bought a few of them at the show too. But also he wanted me to make these. So they're feet for birds. Like, he'll carve a bird out of a log, and if he wants to attach it to another piece, then he can drive these into the ground or into the stump, and then this part into the bird, And then this part is the foot. It's something he kind of came up with and asked me if I could make it for him during the show. Oh, he came up to me one morning and I said I'd give it a shot. So, and he liked them, so I made him a few, and then he put in an order for a bunch more, as you can see. So, I'm happy to be working with him. He's a good guy, so yeah, I guess let's get into making some roses. So here I've already got one done. I just dropped it in the sand, so it's got a bunch of rocks on it, but I haven't really cleaned it up too much yet, so that's alright. This is kind of our end product. He wanted me to make them too, and this is the first one. And so just kind of giving you an idea what it's going to turn into. So I ordered blanks. I get them like this. They're, I want to say 16 gauge, maybe 20 gauge. Each just steel. Oh, I get them in packs of 25. They've used to be ordering them on Etsy, but it's been a while since I've gotten them, so I'm not quite sure if that guy's still making them. Hopefully, because I'm running low. Oh, but and then I texture the pedals. Those here, and then I also have to widen this hole out so I can fit it on a 1/4-inch rod that I thread. So here's what it looks like after I get them textured. And I have a threaded rod here, and then I just smash down on the. I make sure I have extra thread sticking out. Then I can smash it down and rivet it, and that way this top nut doesn't come loose. But the reason why I rivet I thread the rods instead of either welding or just tapering out this rod and then riveting the top is because over time these can come loose, and that way if someone buys this, you know, all they got to do is tighten this bottom nut, and then it's tight again and it's not loose. So I like to do that just so you know, it stays a good quality product for whoever buys it. You know, it won't come loose over time and whatnot. And if someone really wanted to, they'd tack weld it, or if they asked, I could tack weld that for them. That way it locks that up. But I usually just leave it. I tighten them down and then that's really all I do. So anyways, let's get into making this one. So hopefully you guys aren't too close, and hopefully you guys are high enough. I kind of got some shit stacked up, so. This first pedal is pretty easy. I don't do a lot of ornateness with this one. That's a $10 word. Just because it's really, this first pedal is really just to hide this nut. I can try and cover that up. So. And heat's not a big thing either, or temperature wise, because it's thin metal. One, it's going to cool off really fast. I don't have a lot of time to work with it, so but it's still pretty thin. It's thin enough to where I can still bend it. It's just that I just pretty much heat it up so I can do some more, or to make it more realistic. I can manipulate it in a way that makes it look almost like a real flower. But I'll show you guys that here in a minute. I'm just working on getting this first pedal done. And I always make sure I have mine all interlocking, so I gotta kind of feather or weave the first one in with, or the last one into the first one. So. And that's kind of what the first layer looks like. I might put a little bit of flare to it, we'll see. So next we'll just start bending up the next layer. Then folding in the petals. When I heat it up, that nut kind of works itself loose, so I just got to fight that for a little bit. I'll get it tightened up here in a second. So. And now that I got this second row done, we'll start working on kind of giving it some texture. You need to heat forward and I'm going to tighten this up. So that's what the second row looks like. It's this is when I start adding the texture and stuff, which is really just kind of folding those edges over and then crimping them, trying to get you know, what like a natural rose would look like. So, that's pretty much all what this. That's what you really need the heat for, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is to do that, you need it, the heat will get it to that consistency where it's almost like folding paper, like a stiff paper around, and then that's how you get that realism in there. So, well, let's work on the fourth one. So this is what we have for the second layer, or the second outer layer, I guess. The third layer. Here. So I progressively do more, let's just call it texturing. That's easier. I do more texturing for each layer of petals. So I do a little bit on the first one, and then I don't really do a lot on the first one, and then a little bit on the second one, more on the third one, and then on the fourth one I do a bunch. And then you would see that naturally on a rose anyways, because of how condensed it is on the inside. Yep, let's start working on this last layer, and then we can work on texturing the stem. So a lot of how I'm going to end up doing my my foldovers, the texture, has a lot to do with how I initially shape the petals up there. And you know, I just do it randomly. It's more organic that way. I don't have a certain pattern that I do. It's just kind of whatever I feel makes it conform the best to it, and then go from there. Well, that's kind of, at least for the petals part, the kind of the end finish. So lots of foldovers and texture on this side. These leaves down here, I leave until the very end. That way it's just easier for me to tighten that nut up down there. But next thing we'll do is texture the stem, and then give it a more organic shape too, instead of just a straight rod. So, all right, so now we're back over at the end, or finally at the anvil, I guess. I haven't used it yet in this video. I take a ball peen hammer, my smallest one, and then I take the peen side and I just start tapping. It kind of gives it more of an organic texture on the rod instead of just being a cylinder. And then at the same time, it also twists the rod into kind of a more organic stem-like look. I'm not really sure how well you can see the texture on here, but I'm liking how the stem's kind of looking. Nice. It's a nice arc. Usually I have a second bend either up here or down lower, but I like how this is just swooping like this. So I think I'm going to tighten the leaves up because they always loosen up for this, and then we'll bend these out. So I'll see you in a second. And then I really don't need to heat these up to bend these, so it's just kind of doing whatever I feel looks nice. At least I like to, make everyone different. And you don't want to have it looking too patterny, because otherwise it just doesn't look natural. So yeah, something like that. Well, so here's both of them up next to each other. This one's the already one that's done, and I got some clear coat on that already. But yeah, I'm really happy how they turned out. Especially this one. I do prefer to season these like cast iron, but I think it really makes them pop even more, or having that coating on there, than just plain clear coat. But I saw that he painted the last two that I sold him, so I'll just give them some, put some clear coat so they don't rust in case he doesn't use them for a little while. Well, yeah, because paint doesn't really take to that seasoned stuff. I've tried it in the past, and it just doesn't take it. Peel, you can almost peel it off right away. So, I'll just throw some clear coat on this other one, and we'll call this a day. So I got his order all ready to go. I just got to clear coat this other side here for these, and then these will all be ready to go, and he can have at it. Again, this guy's name is Logs 4 Heroes. That's Logs, the number 4 Heroes. I'll have his Facebook link in the description. I really suggest you guys checking him out. He does some pretty cool stuff. But anyways, I guess we will call it a day, and we will see you all next time. I bet everyone's gonna like this video today, because I'm forging out a set of dice. Well, how's it going, everyone, today? Today I thought I'd have a little bit of fun and forge out a few sets of dice. I think I'll make enough for a game of Yahtzee. Yeah, I got 2 done already. Yeah, these aren't too hard to make. They're pretty easy. What I do is I start off with some 5/8 square stock, and then I'll cut that down. I'll measure out 5/8 here with a caliper, and just cut all those out in one go. I usually make a bunch, that way I got them laying around ready to go if I ever need to make some dice. Yeah, it's not too hard. This is actually something really simple that a beginner could do. All you need is a center punch and a anvil that has a shelf on it. And so, like right here. That way you can use that to texture. But that'll be at the end. So let's get started. Note about if you have, like me, a coal forge that you use, you're going to want to get a nice thick bed of coals, nice and glowing hot. And if you have any dead coals on top, you need to scrape those off and have it so you got a nice bare section and that's glowing. That way, because it's going to be really hard to keep track of this little guy if you bury it. So, and believe me, I have. So, I always just keep it on top, and if you have a nice hot bed of coals, it'll get it hot enough. It might just take you a little bit more time, but it will eventually get hot. And if you really want to speed it up, you could always bring like a torch over and do it. And if you have a gas forge, you don't have to worry about it at all. So, but anyways, we'll get on to the first step, which is punching out all the die marks. So this step's pretty easy. Just going through and punching in all the marks on the die. So we'll speed you guys up and talk to you again when we get done. So. Okay, so we got everything punched out. So I'll take you out here for a second. The next thing to do will be to come over here, and then we will start texturing it by just kind of hitting on the sides and the corners all around to try and give it a little bit of character, so it's not just some plain lump of iron. So that'll be the next step. So, hopefully you guys can see all right. We're just trying to rough up the edges a little bit. So you're gonna drop it a lot on the ground probably. You don't need to hit too terribly hard. And don't be afraid if you accidentally do like a miss hit or something. And just gives it a little bit more character. You know, we're going for really nice rough look on it, so. Oh, but you don't need to be wailing on it either. Just trying to round these corners out a little bit and get the edges a little wonky. So, but yeah, so that's kind of it. I got a few more to make, and then when I get all done with them, I'll show you the end product. So I got all 6 done. You know, they're pretty simple to make. They're really fun as like kind of a novelty thing. So, but yeah, I guess if you want to see more stuff like this, please subscribe. And if there's anything that you guys want me to make or want to see be made, let me know in the comments below. So, but I guess we will see you all next time. How's it going today, everyone? I'm back out at the blacksmith shop, and today I'm going to be forging a heart. So let's get into it. How's it going, everyone? Like I said in the beginning, I am making just a really simple heart, just out of some 1/4-inch round bar. Here, these are really simple to make. This is one of the first things I taught myself how to forge. So, yeah, I suppose to start off with, I take 1/4-inch round stock. And then I measure out about 7 inches. It'd be hard to do smaller, but you could go a little bit bigger. I do make larger ones like this that I do 14 inches, so I just double the size. It makes a nice big one that people can hang up on a wall. This is more like something you'd hang out like a window or my wife I made one for my wife when we first started dating. And she hangs it up in her car. But yeah, anyways, the first thing is I'll heat up the center portion of the rod, and then I'll bend it over flat on top of itself. So that'll be the first step. Let's get into it. So we'll just we'll just kind of guesstimate what we're gonna do for half and half. And just start tapping it down over the side of the anvil. And when we get a nice bend in it, we'll just bring it back on ourselves. Something like that. And that's looking pretty close, actually. And then we'll just snap it. Let's get the tongs out of there. So it looks something like that. And then the next step, usually I do this all in one heat, but showing you guys it takes a little bit longer. The next step will be to come over and flatten out the tip, and that'll make the point of the heart. So just come out here. That's all right. And then you just kind of want to get it to a nice point. kind of like that. So the next step will be to spread these apart so we can start working on our 2 hooks for the top part. So next step will be to go back over to the forge. So next step, we'll just pull it out and bend this apart. So now we can go back over and do the hook part on both sides. And you could, if you wanted to, just do this with scrolling tongs, but I'll show you guys how to do it over the horn. So, alrighty, that'll be the next step after we get one side heated up. So this is fairly straightforward. Just kind of bring it out to the edge. Oops, don't do that. And just kind of work it around your tip of your horn. So we have a good start on it now. We'll come back and do the other side, and then we can do a little bit more tweaking with this one. It's best not to go too far because it's easier to progress it forward than it is to take it back. So, alrighty, we'll come back and do the other side. So it's just the same process as the last one. Just kind of wrap it around. Then we'll just take it. Now that we got them both started, we'll take it back over to the forge, and we'll kind of get these, the tip heated up so we can get these twisted together more. So that'll be next. So we got it heated up, so we'll just come out and just twist it out, and it's not touching. They're not really connected right now, but oops. So we got it bent back together. They're not connected right now, but the next step will be to come over the horn and have it just like this, and then we will tap down on it, the tip here, and that'll bring those two together. And it'll give it a more organic looking shape. So that'll be the next step. So we got it heated up. We'll just come over. And then it's just kind of playing around with it till you kind of get it into a shape that you like. So that's not too bad. So now that we have it done, I'm going to show you guys a way of how to get these sealed so they don't rust. So here I just have a can of some used cooking oil. Well, you can use linseed oil or any other kind of like vegetable oil, and then just heat it up, and then just dip it all in. You got to make sure it's fully submerged. But just soak in there for a little bit. And we'll just strip that off over the fire. Here, and then once you wipe this off, just use like a shop rag or something. You wipe that off, and then it's got a nice thin coating of oil on it. Almost like seasoning, not as good, but yeah, that's just kind of a quick and dirty way to get things protected from rusting. But so here's the end result. I think it turned out all right. These are really simple to make, especially for like a beginner or someone just starting out. If I taught myself how to do it, so if I can, you can. Especially if you watch this video. But this is really great for doing at shows too. You can make it about the length of time someone will stick around to watch. And usually if they see it from start to, you make something from start to finish, they're more likely to buy it from you at the end. So, that's always good. But anyways, if you guys want to see more stuff like this and more blacksmithing videos, please subscribe, and we will see you all next time. Well, how's it going, everyone, today? Today, we're making 3 different daisies out of 2 different blanks. Let's get started. Man, it feels really good to be back in the blacksmith shop making another video. Yeah, this is a relatively new product for me. I've only been making these since this summer. I have a blacksmithing friend who asked if I could make some. I actually had to find my own template. And, luckily, I just found something online, and then I had a local weld shop laser me out a whole sheet of them. So, but yeah, they just come in these blanks. These are a little rough. Need a new tip on their laser, I suppose. But yeah, just real simple. It's only 2 pedals, which is nice because you can either do them as a double pedal, a single large pedal, or a small pedal, or single pedal. So it's a pretty versatile thing to do. You can either make 2 or just 1 out of a set of blanks. Unlike my roses, I have a previous video on making roses, and I think I also have a live making roses that if anyone's interested, go back and watch that. I might put a link in the description into it. But yeah, it's really simple to make. It's really just texturing and then making the stem and then welding them together. They're pretty easy to make. Other than they're great for a beginner. Other than like you need a welder or to make them. I don't have a good idea of how you could keep these from sliding around or falling off the back without one. So, that's kind of the only drawback to a beginner trying these out. But yeah, I suppose let's get into texturing. Okay, so starting off with, I'm just going to start off with my small pedal first. I like to do, so unlike my rose pedals, I like to texture my daisy pedals hot, considering I do a round ball or a ball peen texture. to my daisies as compared to my roses, I use a cross peen. So I just think that ball peen texturing takes a little bit better to metal when it gets hot. So that's just kind of why I do that. So just heating it up, and then we'll head over. Alright, so that's pretty simple. Well, these small ones go quick. It is a tad tedious with just how thin this metal is, so it does cool off quick, especially on this cold day. So I really am only getting 2 at a time and to do, but that's just kind of how it looks. Alright, another 2 done. Another reason, hopefully the camera kind of picks it up, but another reason why I use my ball peen is you can hopefully see that it also curls up the petals a little bit, so it kind of gives it a 3-dimensional shape. So that's just kind of what the end goal is. So it's just kind of cutting out a step. Just kind of gotta go back through and take a little peek. Just make sure there's no blatant bare spots, really. And then we can call this small one done. Problem with these daisies is you gotta really get in close here, because you're gonna see most of this, other than right around the hole. Well, you will see most of the petals, so any kind of really bald spot can stand out, I should say. But this is the small one done, so I'm going to go over and work on the big one now. It's pretty much the same process. Well, it's the exact same process, but yeah, so we're just going to work on that next. All right. We'll probably just buzz through this one, and since you guys already know the process, and we'll meet back when we get done. Alrighty, so we got the second one done. Now I'm just gonna since I've shown you both petals already, the second set for the large single petal and the small single petal, I'll just do quick off camera. You guys don't need to sit through that. So yeah, I guess we'll just meet back when I get those done. Okay, so there is a step that I did kind of forget about. So when I was talking about how ball peening will get the petals to curl, we do want that, but we also want to tip the very edges of our petals back, just to try and get it a little bit more 3-dimensional look. So I'll just show you this one real quick. I think it'll be easier to see on a big one than a small one anyways. And then we'll just breeze. I'll just breeze right through the rest, and we'll get working on the stems. So that's just what I'll do next. You do need a block of wood for this to try and save the texture. And it's pretty simple. It's just put a little bend on it. About like that. Hopefully you can see that. That's, oops, wrong side. Should be back up. And you can be as aggressive as you want with how much you want to bend back. I just like to put just a little bit of a bend, not too big of a one. You will have to try and straighten these out just a tad. Kind of lucking out doing these cold also. Alrighty, there we go. Yeah, so that just gives it a nice three-dimensional look. So I'm just going to do the rest of them real quick, and then we'll get back onto the stems. Okay, so the stems are pretty simple for these. I have just a 1/4 inch round rod, about 15 inches. So the really the hardest part of this is we're going to upset one end of it to kind of create a stop. It'll almost be like a nail head, but you want them roughly nickel to 1/4 sized, about that size. If you look at a real daisy, they have a real pronounced, I don't even know what you call it. Just the inside of the flower where all the petals connect. It just has a real pronounced, it's where the yellow part of the daisy is, and then you have the white petals. I'm no flower guy, I just forge them, so well, that's as best of a description as you're going to get from me. But yeah, we're just kind of making that. And you can put your own design on it. I don't. I usually just leave them with my hammered texture from making them. But you could make like a punch and punch out designs, or you could even put someone's initials in there if you wanted. And, it's just kind of make it your own kind of thing. So, but yeah. So first off, we're going to make our head. Over in the vise, and then we will go back through and texture this. So we'll give the stem some life, and then it's assembling. So that'll be pretty easy. But we'll go ahead and heat this up. Okay, to start off with, you don't want to have a lot sticking out of the vise. This is a little much. That way you don't want to get it all cockeyed or anything. And so just got to be careful. But it's just hitting it down with a ball peen hammer. Trying to get that nice nail head shape. So, see, I got a little
cockeyed a little bit. That's easy enough to fix in the vise. Okay, so, yeah, we'll heat this back up and hit some more. And I do find that turning it 90 degrees from where you last hit helps. It makes it so you're not creating such a too big of a shelf in the metal. Oh, and you see I got a good split going. We got a long ways to go, so I might be able to get it big enough and then grind that out. But yeah, that's something to watch out for. Or usually it's got something to do with you know, some issue in the metal. So we're about at nickel size now. I really need to work right in here where I got that at cracking at, so I got enough material where I could just grind around that. So we'll have to keep trying to work it this way. That's looking better. I'll be able to clean that edge up now. So I think about one more heat will do it. We're just about to the size I'm looking for. Turn out just a touch. Alrighty, I think that's about what size we're looking for. I'll be able to clean that up with my grinder quick. But yeah, I'm going to do the other three, or the other two I should say, so I can let this one cool down. Being that it's winter, I don't have a water bucket that I can just cool this off so I can do my texturing. So I'll just work on the other two, and then we will meet back when it's time to texture. Okay, so texturing is pretty straightforward. It's exactly the same as I do my roses. Just take a ball peen hammer and we're just kind of going along. And marking it up. Give it a little bit, you know, oh, I don't know what to call it. Barky texture almost. That don't sound right. Just trying to mark it up and give it so it's not just a straight rod. I'm in the light. And you do want to do this up close to, because we will tweak these at the end, kind of give it a little bit of an angle, that way it looks better. And if it picks up a little bit of bend in the stem, that's okay. Just gives a little bit of life. You actually kind of want that, just a little bit, not too much. Just kind of gives it a different shape. That way it's just not a straight rod. I'm actually going to go in here quick and just give it a little nudge. That way it's just got a nice, just a nice arc. So that's pretty much texturing. I'm going to do the other two real quick, and then we'll be off to putting them together. Okay, and the next step's pretty simple. It's just sliding them out onto the rod, really. There is something you need to watch out for is sometimes your nail head will just sit up a little bit. Just throw that in your vise and tap down on it. You don't have it so tight to where it's gripping your rod. Just enough to where it's keeping the pedal from moving too much, and then just hammer down on it. It'll the pedal will move to fit around on the nail head. So, oh, and yeah. See, like how this one needs to sit down just a little bit. And when you do that, don't use the flat, use the inside of the hammer. That way it doesn't mess up your texturing any. So, yeah, and then after we put them on, I'm just going to weld them up. I haven't thought of another good way to do it other than welding, you know, like if someone was to do this without a welder, you could maybe do like a hot collar or something, but let's see here, this one. No, these down too. Or something like that, or there might be a way to upset this back side here. I'm just not real sure. So, yeah, that's just kind of why I weld them. I got a welder at my shop, so that's just the easiest thing to do. So, we'll just go through and tack these, and we'll put our last little tweaks to it. Got them all finished. I think they turned out really nice. You know, these are just something really nice and simple to make. Especially when you have two pedals and you can make 3 designs with them. It's a really nice, versatile old piece, let's say. So really simple to make. I can punch a bunch of these out really fast. But yeah, I'm gonna go home and season these up. These look really great seasoned. Just gives them a nice gloss and shine to them, so they really do pop after getting seasoned. And oh, I guess I forgot to show you. So I put just a little 15-20 degree bend in them. That way, so if anyone like sticks them in the ground or in a vase, they're not just sticking straight up in the air. They got a little bit of an angle to them, so it's kind of facing towards you and not just facing the ceiling. But yeah, I suppose we will see you all next time. I'm not sure what my next video will be, but it will be another blacksmithing video. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys get hooked on this video, because today we are making timber hooks. Let's get started. So, this is a timber hook. They're also called barn hooks or post hooks. It's just a simple design, just a really simple hook shape that has a tapered point on it that you can drive into a log, post. They're really common in barns because really you don't need any nails or screws or anything. And you just drive it in with a hammer or into something. So they're pretty convenient. And I've sold a lot of these to like campers and stuff. It's nice to just go up to a tree, hammer it in quick, and then there you go. You got a place to hang something or hang up lights or whatever, like a little shower bag or something. And they're pretty easy. All you got to do is twist them to pull them out. Oh, so pretty temporary, and you don't need any screws or anything like that. So yeah, but I suppose we will get started. To start off with, just going to take a piece of 1/4-inch round rod, and we're going to taper it out a good 2 inches or so. To kind of get to our first part of our hook. So, got a nice, that's about 2 inches, maybe a little under. But now that we kind of got it all squared off, we're just going to knock down the corners and get it to a round shape, like our round rod here. So, okay, now that we have it tapered out to our full length that we want, we're going to start off by next step is to knock down the corners so we can kind of get back into round stock. That way it stays in line with our base stock. It's looking pretty good. I might have to do a little bit here yet, but yeah, that's looking pretty good, I think. Alright, now that we got it all rounded out, we're just gonna go alongside the anvil here and give it a little, some people call them rat tails, but I usually call them just scroll. Just a nice little rounded point there. Now that we got a little scroll formed, we're just going to go over to the horn of the anvil and start bringing it around. Making a nice little hook on there. I think we'll take her back just a touch more, so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing here on this angle. So, pretty simple. Oh, got the hook all formed up. Now we're going to start on the nail portion of it. First off, we'll do the little piece that you hit with the hammer, that little standoff. So this part can be a tad tricky. You just stick it in the vise, and we're going to bend it down. Then you got to kind of, while you're tapping down here like this, you got to kind of bend it back on itself. We're gonna get another heat on that real quick. The one I got on here is a little long, but it'll work out all the same. Just gonna go through and get everything nice and straightened out. Alrighty, we're pretty much there. Just going to come back and cut this off, and then we'll put a point on it. Don't need too much. I usually like to give a good 1.5 inches, maybe a little less. Just snap that off. And it's just going through and tapering this out. Alrighty, easy as that. Well, that's that. Pretty simple design. Very easy to make. Great for, really something great for a beginner to do. It's good for doing like long tapers and scroll work, and then working around the horn. And then also getting, stock to match. So tapering and then rounding out the stock again. And so good skills to have. But yeah, I'm going to call this one a day, and we will see you all next time. hopefully you guys poke the like and subscribe button, because today we're making a fire poker. Let's get started. Alright, so we're working on fire poker today. I got here some 3/8 square stock. I typically make most of my fire pokers out of square stock. Just because you can put twists in it and stuff, and you make it a little bit more decorative. I've also made them out of round stock, but they're just a little bit more plain Jane, we'll say. Hey, so here we got 44 inches of just base material. Oh, that should hopefully get us to just under 3 foot. You don't want to go over 3 foot, because then it gets kind of long, and then it's almost like holding an axe at the out at the end, and so and then it can kind of get long, and then it'll bend and stuff too. So you really want to kind of stay under 3 foot, but you also don't want to have it too short to where it's just something real stubby, and you got to kind of get your hand and a little too close to the fire than what you're wanting. And unless you're got a fireplace or something, I've made really short ones, like 2 foot long, on something like that. So we're really kind of shooting for anywhere between 2.5 foot to 3 foot for total length is really what you want these. But this should be just under 3 foot, over 2.5 foot. We should be somewhere in the middle there for this. But yeah, so here's kind of what we're working. It's going to look like just your typical end on it. You got your little push step here. I don't really know what you call this, and then you have your hook point. And I've seen them where this, instead of having this as sharp 90s, they'll have this swoop down. I made a few like that, but this is kind of the design I stick with. It's just my preferred design, I guess. And here's the handle. I like to call this kind of my sword grip. Yep, got a little finger guard here, and got a nice hole for you to hook it up on the wall or on a stand. And so, yeah, that's about really all there is to it, I guess. So I'm quit rambling. Let's get started. To start off, we're just going to take our piece, and we're going to do what I call a flat taper, which instead of bringing it all down to a point, we're kind of making it more like a chisel shaped. Is what we're kind of going for. And you can flare this out if you want, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it the same width as the stock. So we'll just bring it down to a nice thin taper. All right, that's about what we're looking for. Just a nice thin tip. That's the same width. It's a little bit wider, but it won't hurt nothing. Ain't gonna be perfect. So this is forming the finger guard part of my handle. Also, that'll be the next step. But first, actually, we're going to curl this around into a little scroll. If you watched my barn hook video, it's kind of like what I do on the end of my hooks. Just to not have a nice sharp point at the end. Kind of keeps that from being a sharp area. Alright, so we're just going to take this over to the edge of the anvil and knock it over. And now that we kind of got it seated up, we're just going to curve it back around. And something just like that. I got a little bit of bend here. There, that fixed it. Yep, but yeah, just something just like that. Just a nice little curl around. Tuck that tip in. And so the next step will be to bend it. So that's what we'll do next. We'll grab the jig and bend it over. Alrighty, as simple as that. Pretty easy with the jig. You can also do these on the horn. It's just faster for me to use it on the jig, so that's why I use them, or like to use it, and it's a little bit more repeatable, especially if you make a lot of these, which I do. So next step now, we're just going to come back about a hand's width, maybe a little bit more, and we'll bend that around the horn again. And that'll create our handle and our body all in one shot. So that'll be the next step. Okay, so we're just going to come in and gauge just a little bit over a hand's width. And just bend it around until it touches. Now, you can leave this as your handle, but I like to smash this down into itself. So we'll take another heat on this, and we will kind of link these two together. So that's the next step. Okay, so bring them together. I just kind of hook this end around the horn and just tap down on it. It does take a little bit of finicking to get it right. Might need another heat on this, so we'll be right back. So just trying to get these linked together there, and as even as possible, which can take some doing. Sometimes I will. Sometimes these can be a bit tricky. I'll clamp these together and just tack a weld on there, and just so they kind of stay together. But yeah, that's the handle. Also, next step is to work on the end. Alright, that's the handle done. Turned out pretty nice. Fits nice in the hand.
There is a little bit of room just in case. I try to leave a little bit of extra room just in case someone's got a little bit bigger hand than I do. So, yeah. They can be a little finicky to make, but once you get them figured out, they're not too bad. So, next step will be to we will forge out the point and the hook on this, and then we will work on doing a little bit of decoration to this. So, let's get going on that. Okay, so to start off on the tip, it's kind of like doing the handle, except we are going to form this into a point. It doesn't have to be a very big point, or a sharp one, I should say. Since you know, all you're doing is stabbing logs with this, so. Alright, something just about like that. And then next step is to fold this back on itself. So we're going to probably go the width of my anvil, which is about 4 inches. We'll probably do it from the where the taper transitions back to the stock. So we'll do about that much length, and we'll fold that back on itself. So next step. Alright, just going to kind of gauge here for a second. Then, let's make sure we're in line with our handle. That's very important. We got it a little crooked. I'm going to have to fix that in the vise quick. But we'll keep on bending it over. That might actually help us a little bit. So. All right, now that we got this bent over, we gotta bend this piece back out. So, that's what we'll go on next. Okay, just gonna sneak a pair of tongs out back from it, and we're just going to bend it out a little bit, and then we're going to stick it in my hardy hole, bend it over just like that, and just flatten that out. Might have made it a little long, but I think it'll be okay. We got to bend back anyways. I think that won't be too long. Okay, so we got that all bent over 90 degrees and smush this back together. So next step, we're just going to create a little hook back. So we'll just bend this tip back 90 degrees. Alright, and to do this, we're just going to bring it to the underside of the horn and bend it over. That's not looking too bad. Got a little bit of crook here. I might have to fix that in the vise though. So
I'm going to fix that real quick in the vise, and then we will move on to decoration. So, yeah, pretty much there. This is a completely usable fire poker now. So, oh yeah. Okay, so now we're just gonna make this just a little bit more fancy by putting a twist in this. So, and then to do that, I use a crescent wrench, which I really need to make a second handle for this, something that goes down that way. And that way I don't have issues with it wanting to walk on me, kind of like it did now. Which that can always be fixed. It's actually not too bad. I think I kind of saved it there. There, she's pretty well in line. But yeah, some people, you know, kind of plan out their twists. I just kind of go with the flow, kind of. So, oh yeah, just a nice little swimple twist there. Oh, it's about 2 inches right here at the end. And then I think I'll probably put one here somewhere. Here, so we'll do that next. I'll have to cool down the front first. So, oh, but yeah, next up we'll just put a little twist here, and that'll be job done for today. Alright, let's throw a twist on the handle. And you gotta be real particular about making sure you get this line back up with your hook up front. You really don't want it to be off, and you can't let it get cooled and be off, because then you'll just have a messed up twist if you try and retwist that or untwist it. So yeah, I've had luck progressing the twist forward, but then you're off on your twist from your other side. And so it's just almost, you're kind of messing up the piece if you accidentally get this off, let it cool, and then you can't twist it back. Because you never get this to the right heat and to the right spot where you can untwist that and then even like a quarter turn or something. So, oh, that's something you always got to watch out for. But yeah, this sucker's done. And I'm going to cool off the handle, and we will call this one a day. Alright, we are all done. Turned out pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, really fun to make. Pretty easy to make. This would be something a beginner could do. Ooh, so let's see how long it turned out. Oh, we're just shy of 27 inches from the tip to the front of the handle. And we're 33 inches long in total. So you really don't want to make these any longer than 3 foot. That's getting pretty far out there, and it kind of gets a little unwieldy, and it's almost like holding an axe out at the end at that point. So, you really want to kind of keep these under 3 foot too. So, oh yeah, this is something that you can play around with a lot. You know, there's a myriad of different handle designs you can do with this. I've done just a simple loop and then twisted the end into a knot. You can even do kind of like my rake here, just a simple little leaf shape, and then just form that into a hook. And so this is actually going to be a fire poker that I made, but if I remember right, I think I accidentally cut this too short. This was actually the full length of the stock I was using, and it just ended up, it was just way too short. So I ended up turning it into a rake for my forge. I didn't have one at the time, so wow. You do that 1,000 times, and the only time you're on camera is the time you won't hit it onto its spot. But yeah. So anyways, it's getting warm out, so there might be a farming video coming up in the works. I think I'm going to stick with blacksmithing videos for a little while, so it might turn into a Tuesday video. Oh, we'll see. Yeah, I know for sure I gotta head to the farm later this week, so we'll see if that can get turned into a video or not. But yeah, I suppose we will see you all next time. Gonna do some horsing around today because today we are making horse hoof picks. Let's get started. So here we have a horse hoof pick that's actually made out of a horseshoe, kind of like that one, and just half of one. And I'm not really sure, from people I've made them for say they use them to pick out stones in horses' hooves, and you know, if they got like some junk or something on their hooves, they use that to clean them out. Oh, but it's pretty simple design. It's almost like kind of making a bottle opener, or kind of, but putting a taper here instead of a flat at face. But yeah, I figured I found some horseshoe laying around, so I figured why not make one? And so, I suppose we'll get started. So, just going to start off by cutting this, roughly in half. It's going to be way more than we need anyways, so we'll end up cutting more off, but that way, cut it in half, that way you can always make two out of them. So, after we got that cut, just going to come over here and start putting a taper on it. We're probably going to have way more than what we need, which is okay, because we can just cut it off. But you do want this to kind of be able to fit in their pocket. It is just something that they kind of carry around on, so you don't want it too big. And as you can see, this channel here for the nails that's been cut into the whole part of the horseshoe, that will create a cold shut. But considering this isn't holding up the Empire State Building, and it's not going to be that big of a deal by the end of it. So yeah, we're just going to run with it. It happens. Probably won't see it too much once we get down to that 1/4 inch size we're looking for. So we'll just keep moving forward. I don't know how well you guys are noticing, but with how awkward it is to be hammering and holding my tongs up at a steep angle, it helps when you're hammering to have this cock down ever so slightly. That way it starts to bend this piece, kind of how it is now. Oh, and that's kind of a shape you're wanting. Here, let me show you the... That's kind of how you want it to be in the end anyways. You kind of want it to have that back draw, we'll say. So it's just kind of cutting out a step while helping you out. So just kind of stuff like that to think about when you're forging. Alright, roughly got it in the stock size I want. It's about 1/4 inch square. Here, so probably going to switch to a lighter hammer to draw this out the rest of the way. Just kind of take it nice and easy. Just kind of cleaning up any last little hammer marks I see. And a couple of annoying ones here. Might need a second heat. Alright, and when you put your point on the end, you don't want it too sharp because, you know, it's for digging out dirt and stones. So you really don't want it too sharp. That way it doesn't snap off or anything, you know, if it gets caught on the horseshoe or something. And plus, this is going to be, a lot of them, people keep them in their pockets when they... are using them, so you really don't want it too sharp. That way it's not like poking into their side or anything like that. So, but now we're just going to do the bends for it and finish it up. Alright, gonna start by taking this back just a touch more. Then we'll come around. it's looking like I'm going to have to cut a little bit of this off. So yeah, that's pretty much it.